walking for 1 to 2 minutes every 30 minutes throughout the day.
The risk for obesity declined by 31% when steps were increased to 10,000 per day.
It is surprisingly difficult to get 10,000 steps.
Walking.
Lately, I've been doing something incredibly simple that's helped me get leaner, feel more energized, and actually enjoy cardio again. It's not running, it's not cycling, it's definitely not zone 2 cardio. It is walking. Walking is the most underrated fat loss tool on the planet. And today I want to share with you a 30-minute walking workout that's helped me drop 23 pounds of fat, get my body lean, and almost eliminate all of the visceral fat from my physique. But before that, the first thing you should know is that endurance running sucks for fat loss. Now, if you've been on Instagram or YouTube or listened to any health podcasts recently, you've probably heard all about zone 2 cardio.
Zone 2 cardio.
Now, zone 2 cardio sounds fancy and it's great for heart health and longevity, but when it comes to fat loss, not so much. And here's why. It takes a long time. You spend at least 120 to 180 minutes a week minimum. And that's like a Netflix series per week, just in cardio. It's also easy to overdo, especially if people are overweight. When someone is carrying too much weight on their bodies and they try to ramp it up too fast, what happens is knee pain, shin splints, or worse. This can set them back farther than they think, and it also leads to the next part, which is it can cost you muscle. Long, slow cardio can actually eat away at your gains, and it's not even that great at burning the fat that matters, which is visceral fat. Now, the worst thing is that excessive endurance cardio spikes your cortisol levels, which can contribute to having higher levels of belly fat. So after coaching clients for the past 20 years and trying everything under the sun to get my body in shape, I found something better, and it's walking. When it comes to fat loss, I would much rather get someone to walk a few miles than to run a few miles. And here's why. First off, walking is low impact. There is no stress on the joints and is quite accessible. Almost everyone can do it, and this is especially important for people who have more than 20 pounds of excess fat to lose. And due to the fact that it's low impact, it's almost impossible to overdo walking. Walking is also muscle preserving. Because of the fact that walking is low impact, it actually spares your muscle, and it is amazing when paired up with a good weightlifting routine. Walking de-stresses the body way more than long endurance cardio. While long endurance cardio can spike cortisol, walking has been shown to decrease cortisol, which is amazing if you're trying to lose inches off the belly. And walking is multitasking friendly. So I walk while doing Zoom calls, while watching videos, and even while replying to emails. I've gotten so good at walking that I can start to type while doing it. In fact, one of the best purchases that I made for my health was getting a walking pad under my standing desk. It has been a complete game changer for my health and productivity. But here's the best part. Walking does a way better job of burning visceral fat. So if there's anything that you know about visceral fat, it's one of the most dangerous types of fat on your body. While traditional cardio primarily burns glucose and glycogen for energy, walking, especially done at long durations, encourages the body to use fat stores, including visceral fat, for fuel. Now, when it comes to walking, usually 10K steps is recommended, but I found a way to get the most out of my walks, especially when it comes to burning fat. It's what I call the pyramid walking workout, and here's how it goes. Now, the reason it's called the pyramid walking workout is because, much like working out, what we're doing is we are pyramiding ourselves up in intensity the longer that we go. And this is important because you adapt to walking quickly. After about 3 to 5 minutes, your body gets used to the walking that you're doing, and then that's when you can get more out of it by cranking up the intensity. So the total workout is going to be 30 minutes, and I'm going to share the workout that I would do if I was on the treadmill. Then afterwards, I will share the workout that I would do if I were to do this outside. Now, if you want a free guide to the walking workout that I'm going to share with you, you can check it out in the description below. Here's the workout if you were to do it on a treadmill. So we're going to start with the warm-up. That's going to be a speed of anywhere between 1 to 2.5 miles per hour, and the incline is going to be anywhere between 0 to 1. We want to do this for 5 minutes, start slow, and get our bodies used to walking, especially if it's on the treadmill. After those 5 minutes, we go on to phase 1. This is done for 10 minutes, and I want you to increase the speed by 0.5 to 1, and you're also going to increase your incline level by 1 to 2. At this point, we're going to start to feel a little warmer, and there is going to be a another adaptation period of dealing with the higher incline as well as the faster pace. After that is done, we get to phase 2 and we want to do this for another 10 minutes. So we're going to bump up the pace anywhere between 0.5 to 1, and we're going to increase the incline by another 1 or 2 degrees. And at this point, you're going to feel a little sweaty, your arms are going to start to swing a little bit more, and this is the actual part where you start to feel a flow state. And the final phase is going to be our intense phase. And again, we want to increase our incline by 1 or 2 levels. Now, one thing I have to mention is that we are not going to be using the rails for support. We're going to have to use our arms in order to increase our pace. This is where you're going to start to get that satisfying burn, and you're also going to start to breathe a little deeper. After about 5 minutes of that, you're going to cool down for the final minute. We want to get back down to our warm-up pace and our warm-up incline. We also want to be nose breathing to calm the nervous system down. Now, here's the workout if you were doing this outside. Now, you won't have the control of a treadmill to dictate your pace. So we want to use a fitness app like Strava, MapMyRun, or Runkeeper to monitor your pace, your distance, and elevation in real time. You're going to start with a warm-up going at a regular pace. In phase 1, you're going to increase that pace by 10% above your warm-up speed. In phase 2, you're going to increase your pace by 15% above your phase 1 speed. And in the final phase, you're going to increase your pace by anywhere between 15 to 20% above your phase 2 speed. It is at this point, you might be looking like one of those speed walkers that are in the Olympics. And for the cool down, you want to return back to your original warm-up speed. Now, depending on what your fitness level is, you can scale this up by adding a ruck pack to your back or by wearing a weighted vest. And if it is outside, you might want to choose a hilly area. And one of the main points about this workout is that you always want to have it tested against what we call the talk test, which means that you want to go hard enough where you're barely able to have a conversation, but not necessarily too easy where you're able to sing opera. Now, as I mentioned before, one of the ways that you can make this go by so much faster is by multitasking. You can do this workout while having meetings, going on phone calls, listening to podcasts. When I'm on the treadmill, I've gotten so good that I can start typing, especially at slower paces. And low-key, one of the best ways to work is to have your brain stimulated by movement and to be able to do productive work at the same time. Don't knock it until you've tried it. Now look, this is not going to make your belly disappear in 3 days. This is not one of those videos. Things that I've experienced by walking like this around 3 to 5 times a week is that my brain functions way better. I have tons of energy, especially at the end of the day, which is so important because I want to give 100% of myself to playing with my children. My stress levels are almost non-existent, and the best part is that my waistline has gone down significantly as a result of doing this workout. Now, aside from weightlifting and dieting, this is one of the most important things that I was doing to drop 23 pounds of fat off of my body and get my visceral fat levels down to near 0. Walking is literally the most slept on exercise on the planet, and no one's life got worse as a result of walking more. Now, there's one other type of cardio that I was doing that's been shown to be a net positive for removing visceral fat and also increasing lifespan. And it's the complete opposite of walking. That type of cardio is sprinting, and I was doing it once a week. And I did a video on the exact sprinting workout that I was doing on a weekly basis that you can check out right over here. See you on that video.